What's going on, everybody? Unfortunately, we got some breaking news coming from Microsoft and Platinum Games that one, they have parted ways, so they're no longer partnering with each other, which also means that the long-awaited Scalebound has been canceled. So this is bad if you are an Xbox One only gamer, because that's one game that was a console exclusive that it's just one game that they're not going to be able to experience anymore. We have a statement from Microsoft, and I'm going to go ahead and read it to you right now. After careful deliberation, Microsoft Studios has come to the decision to end the production for Scalebound. We're working hard to deliver an amazing lineup of games to our fans this year, including Halo Wars 2, Crackdown 3, State of Decay, Sea of Thieves, and other great experiences. So this just came to light yesterday, January 9th of 2017. It's very unfortunate because even me, I was looking forward to this game. I have an Xbox One, I also have a PC and a PS4, but I was looking forward to this game. It looked pretty decent to me. It reminds me a little bit of Monster Hunter. Four-player co-op, taking out these huge dragons. And of course, Monster Hunter, you're taking down all different kinds of monsters, but Scalebound had you really kind of focusing on working with these huge dragons to take out these other huge dragons. Four-player co-op, what else can you ask for, you know? It seemed kind of cool. But it seemed like Platinum Games wanted to make a version of the game, and Microsoft wanted to make a version of Microsoft's version of the game. So they weren't meshing together. They clashed, and unfortunately, it looks like they parted ways and canceled the game. There's some more information from Eurogamer, and this is what they had to say about this as well. With continuing issues surrounding the game's engine and overdue deadlines, the decision was made that the project could no longer continue. End quote. Now, deadlines. I'm sure Phil Spencer is very adamant about deadlines, especially when you're a little behind when it comes to console sales. I don't know the numbers right now. I believe the PlayStation 4 is around 54 million right now, 54 million. And I believe the Xbox One is hitting about 30 million. Now, I don't have the numbers in front of me. These are just educated guesses from what I've read in the past. This could have changed. So take that with a grain of salt there. But deadlines. This game was supposed to come out back in 2016, but then got delayed. We've only seen a few videos at press conferences on this game, and there have been some behind closed door meetings with the media, which the media was praising it, saying it was really cool, it's really good. It was nothing compared to what they saw behind closed doors, which they really liked. So unfortunately, we still don't get to experience that. About that, now that Scalebound is no longer part of the 2017 lineup, Microsoft is saying this amazing lineup of other games should fill that void. So games like Halo Wars 2, which is a strategy game. It's like a top-over strategy game. The very first one came out on the Xbox 360. It was actually praised fairly well. It's no actual Halo game by any means. It's a different genre. It brings in a different type of gamer. That's what I meant to say. So is that a system seller though? I don't think so. Now that's not to say that Scalebound could have been a system seller either. That's just, you want to have the most robust amount of games for your system that will help the system sell. Since Scalebound was like this action RPG dragon kind of game, that's completely different from the typical genres that you see on the Xbox brand, such as, you know, third-person shooters, first-person shooters, racing, the same thing every year. Halo, Gears, Forza. 360, Halo, Gears, Forza. So it is what it is. It's always the same thing. And Scalebound made it, it gave it more diversity. It gave it more versatility. It gave it, it was different. And to see it go is very upsetting. Not for me. I'm not upset about it. Yes, I mean, it's unfortunate, but I'm sure there are people that were so hyped and so excited for this game to come out, and for it to not come to fruition at all. I'm sure someone's going to have something to say about this. I have seen a few videos. I've seen a lot of people's opinions on this, and I'm pretty surprised. One of these pro Xbox gamers, yes, he was upset, but he wasn't really like bashing people. But that's what it seems like they're doing. They're trying to flip it to the other side. Like, this has nothing to do with Sony, and this shouldn't be even be in a conversation. The fact of the matter is that Scalebound has been canceled. So unfortunately, it sucks for me because I would have played it on my PC over here, which destroys the Xbox One, which I also own. So keep that in mind. But I would have played it on the PC, which would have been better. But unfortunately, it's not happening. Halo Wars 2 is your strategy game. Crackdown 3 is a third-person kind of sandbox open world game. The first and second ones were okay. Weren't like, oh my goodness, you must buy it, but I'm sure you can get the first one for like under $10. Second one's probably like $20-30, but it's basically, at least from the first and second one, you were part of this like advanced police force, and you're trying to take down all the crime that's going on in the city. And you can do crazy things like jump super high on buildings. You can, I believe you could, yeah, you can drive cars. But it wasn't really about that. It was about being able to basically be like a crazy jacked up Superman, basically jumping from building to building and this beating things the heck up. So that was a good concept. But Crackdown 3 is supposed to be utilizing the power of the cloud, whatever the heck that means. So far, we really haven't seen the power of the cloud. For me personally, the only thing I've really noticed when it comes to the cloud is the Xbox Play Anywhere feature. Basically, I have Gears of War 4 for the Xbox, but I also have it on PC. So anytime I switch between the two, my game save will continue from where I left off. That's the power of the cloud for me, if you consider that. But they're touting the cloud to actually be able to give more power and more performance to Crackdown 3, but we have not seen anything at all about this. In fact, after they advertised that like back in 2014, we haven't heard anything about the cloud. Nothing at all. We haven't seen any gameplay footage of Crackdown 3. We haven't seen the beta, which they said they were supposed to come out in 2016. The game itself was supposed to come out in 2016, which has been delayed. So again, let's hope that that game comes to fruition. Since it is January 2017, the game should be coming out sometime this year. Let's hope we get some gameplay footage sometime soon, because a lot of people are starting to get worried. And they should be, because we haven't seen anything. No one anywhere has seen anything on this game. Next, we have State of Decay 2. Now, I haven't played the first one, but from what I've seen, it looks like this zombie kind of like game, kind of like DayZ, H1N1, I think. It has that kind of gameplay style to it. It looked pretty decent from when they showed it at E3, but other than that, it's your typical third-person shooter, Dead Rising kind of online State of Decay. And I could be wrong there, so please don't destroy me in the comments if I'm wrong there. But I don't blame you if I am. And last but not least is Sea of Thieves. Now, there's nothing wrong with Sea of Thieves being part of the 2017 lineup. My one thing about it, which is not necessarily negative, is that it's a free-to-play game. I play Smite all the time. That game is fantastic. I love that game. That game is fun to play. I have it on the PS4, the Xbox One, the PC. I play it on PC for better performance. I play it on Xbox One to play with my friends, since they just have Xbox One. So, but that game is free to play, and that game is fun as heck. They have championships you can watch on there. Like, this is serious business. People communicate on a high level. There's a lot of money in there, but I just play it for free, and it's fun as hell. I love it. So that's what I'm saying. Sea of Thieves could be one of those games where it's hella fun. It's good to play. It's on pirates, you're on ships, and doing all this other stuff, and that's it. So for the whole 12 months of 2017, we are advertising 4 games. And so you're banking on third-party support to fill the void for these games to come out in between the years. So let's just hope they deliver. You know, I'm going to keep a open, positive mind over this. And that's all we can really do. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that Microsoft was paying Platinum Games to get this version of a game, but Platinum Games wanted something completely different. And you can kind of say it's fair to say because this is their idea, this is what they wanted. But Microsoft said, hey, we're going to give you this money to give us this. So what do? Hideki Kamiya. I don't know if I'm saying his name right, might be destroying it, I'm sorry. But Hideki Kamiya, he is a very open-spoken person. He was in charge of this project. And the first thing he says on Twitter is, I don't like their marketing. And he's referring to Microsoft as he just doesn't like how they push their games, if at all. Because there's a lot of games that, and this is not just Microsoft. EA does this, Ubisoft does this. They tend not to market some games for whatever reason. Another thing he said that kind of put up a red flag for me was this. And I quote, those shits at Microsoft, are they fucking with me? End quote. That's what he said on Twitter back in July of 2015. So in my mind, I'm thinking, this guy's attitude, I'm not dealing with this. And of course, for Phil Spencer, he has expectations as head of Xbox. He wants this out at this time. Where we at? Tell me what's up. Nothing. Okay, scrap it. We're done. And I'm sure it wasn't just Phil Spencer that made this decision. There's a whole group of people that are a part of this brand that make hard decisions like this. Like a game that you put millions of dollars in, by the way. That's money is just in the garbage. It's just been thrown out. Just millions of dollars just gone. I can understand where some gamers are like very upset about it. They'll spend that kind of money on a game and just thrash it or trash it. But unfortunately, stuff like this happens all the time. So unfortunately, Scalebound is just one of those victims that had to go through this. One last thing I wanted to talk about was the list of games, like the Halo Wars 2, the Sea of Thieves, all this and other stuff. This right here, I have a list of games coming out for the Xbox One. This I printed at GameStop. I don't work there anymore, by the way. I don't work there. I stopped working there a couple years ago, which I probably might make another video of that. And that might be interesting for whoever's interested. But I went over there December 30th of 2016 and I printed out a list of games that's supposed to be coming out for the Xbox One. And of course, there's a whole bunch of third-party games. Now, if you were to go over there and say, hey, print me out a copy of this on the Wii U, you'd get like maybe 5 games. Like, if you have no third-party support, there's no reason to own the console. And so what do you have? I mean, let's look at this entire list. And I'm trying to figure out, like, what is Microsoft exclusive? I see Halo Wars 2 on there. Everything else is third-party. And that's it. Scalebound wasn't even on this list when I got it printed back on 12/30. Maybe they were waiting on a official release date, but that doesn't make sense either since it was supposed to come out in 2016. So are you telling me that Scalebound was never on the pre-order list? Granted, I don't pre-order games. I just wanted to print out the list so I knew what games were coming out at certain days. For example, Resident Evil 7 is coming out January 24th. For Honor by Ubisoft is coming out February 14th. You have Halo Wars coming out February 21st. You have Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon coming out March 7th. This is the only reason why I got this. So I knew like when games were coming out. But yeah, like Scalebound was never on this list. And of course, Sea of Thieves is not going to be on here because it's free to play. State of Decay is not on here. I'm pretty sure that's not free to play. You got to pay for that. But that's not on here either. So it makes you wonder. It makes you scratch your head and it makes you a little bit worried. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that. And I would like to take this time to say thank you for watching. Now, it is, unfortunately, this is bad news, but I want to know what your thoughts are. If you can go ahead and leave your comments down below in the comment section, let me know what your thoughts are. How do you feel about no more Scalebound? Are you going to be selling your console? Or are you going to let people know how you feel on Twitter? Or are you going to, like, what are you going to do? Let me know down in the comment section below. But thank you for watching. Go ahead and leave me a like if you enjoyed this video. If you didn't, you can go ahead and put a thumbs down and let me know why so it can help me improve the video going forward. But thank you for watching and I will talk to all of you later. Peace.